The calendar may say autumn, but temperatures are still pretty sweltering here in North Florida. But the good news, the radar is clear. Still, hydration will be key today at TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. Today, we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7 between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Jacksonville Jaguars. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a good-looking return setup here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, this defense for the Jags, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mixon will go off tackle left. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning it in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Burrow gets this one quickly out wide. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And he is close to a 1st down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 30. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he is going to have a Bengals 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
This goes out wide for Mixon. Touchdown! Joe Mixon with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now ETN to start the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Now, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week, an unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Lawrence on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Sharp. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
His throw incomplete. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in there, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense. Everybody wants a piece of that pie.
On 3rd down, Burrow. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Now, that was one I kind of saw it coming, Charles. You had a free safety just hanging back there over the middle, waiting, and he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there.
He's up to the 20, and he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got him inside, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
On 1st and 10, it's ETN. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. The Jaguars at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Here's Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Now Lawrence to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. On play action, Lawrence. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game? Well, he got what he could there, just trying to move forward and gain a little bit of yardage and create some space. You know the pressure is going to be tough defensively.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Burrow from his own end zone. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by OBthaSavage's. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Mixing up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as was a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
You talk about closing in a hurry as a safety and run support. Not only did he get a good run in, he gave him a pretty good pop, too, and finished off the play behind the line of scrimmage.
Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He'll buy some time right. On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one goes for 36 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Inside handoff to Mixon. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
And he'll go down at the 28.
42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll run on 1st down. Sharp. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Burrow going to get this out to Chase.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now they send a man in motion right. They'll give it to Mixon. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Another try for Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals.
Joe Mixon,
his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Bengals have moved out in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to turnover the play did on the last one.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They go play action now. Lawrence. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals will take over possession here up at the 44.
Parker, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They go play action with Burrow. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again and this time avoid the sack. Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll look to throw. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by David Long. And the Jaguars are going to take over here up near the 40. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Lawrence's throw here into the hands of Jones. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
In motion right is Jones. And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Buying time to his left. Open man downfield is Ridley. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 34 yards to gain that time. Another first down.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Now Lawrence on first down. Out to his left. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Play action. It's Lawrence.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Open man right side is Ingram. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Now Lawrence.
Being chased out left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is third down. And Ingram hauls it in. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 18. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
They'll try and set up the screen to Etienne. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Throwing again on second down.
Lawrence
to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Lawrence going to throw again.
Finds his tight end Ingram. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. From the right hash, this a 31-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. And let's get the ball back for us.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he's got this up to the 28-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Back to Mixon on first down. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. 2 yards on the pickup there. And now it's 3rd and 4.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Here's Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football.
Well, nursing such a small lead, you thought he'd take better care of the football after his last drive. Now for the 2nd straight possession, he's put all the pressure right back on his defense. They need to take a stand and hold that lead.
Hey, Charlie. 55. Right there in the middle. 55. And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the Bengals are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Trayvon Walker
able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception.
picked up by Andre Cisco.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. 3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, here's Lawrence.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Calvin Ridley, 32 yards.
And the Jaguars have taken a 4th quarter lead. Lawrence going to look to throw for it.
And look at this. this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here. 66 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And my goodness, another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bengals drive about to get going. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. From the 30 on second down. Burrow to Mixon on the check down. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
11.
Now Burrow on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. They'll try again from the 36 on second and 10. Burrow looking to pass. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he winds up getting this all the way down to the Jags' 16-yard line. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
To throw on second and 6. Burrow. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. Burrow will throw. He'll flip this out to Evans. So nothing doing there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And they'll run for it with Evans. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning it?
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
Got it. Check back 11. Check back 11. 3 balls. 3 balls. 61. Max box.
They go play action with Lawrence. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
This will be taken at the 10.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The LSU connection, Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first. And the slot man goes in motion left. Throwing, Burrow. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Here's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Now Burrow. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by David Long. And the Jaguars will take over possession here up at the 44. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They'll start on the ground, Etienne, and he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. And they'll go again with Etienne. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Look at me.
Throwing now, Lawrence. They'll roll him out right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Here's Jamie Gillen now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but bottom line, they got the job done.
Yeah, it is the bottom line, isn't it? A few anxious moments along the way, though. A few sweaty palms, not just for the team, but for their fans. As you mentioned, down going into the fourth quarter. How about the rally? How about the comeback? Getting it done on both sides of the ball, holding them when they needed to, and finding ways to get points when they had the football.
So for Jacksonville, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Bengals,